I know you're asking, why would you carve Taylor Swift into Mount Rushmore? It may just be a dead meme to y'all, but I'm serious. This has to be done to heal this broken nation. Mount Rushmore is an iconic national monument, but it does not represent who we are today as Americans. We now know that these 4 dudes carved into it are problematic and canceled. So I have a proposition. Blow up George Washington and replace him with Taylor Swift. She has way more clout than George Washington, and the state of South Dakota would be way less broke and irrelevant having a giant carving of her there. Also, George Washington enslaved people, and Taylor Swift did not enslave people. So she deserves to be immortalized in stone, and he does not. I rest my case. Anyways, the merits of putting Taylor Swift on Mount Washington are self-evident. How will this be done, you may ask? Well, no government official will approve of this. They're too busy doing stupid stuff like banning TikTok. So the people have to take this into our own hands. This is where RuPaul comes into play. Not only does he have deep connections with the Swifties, but he also is an expert in fracking. And what does fracking do when you blast chemicals into the ground to get oil? It causes earthquakes. That's what it does. My calculations reveal that it would take an 8.5 magnitude earthquake to thoroughly deface Mount Rushmore and blast off George Washington. So RuPaul buys all the land around Mount Rushmore, starts fracking like crazy, and then one day, bang! George Washington's face slides off like butter. That's where the Mount Rushmore Society comes into play. You see, while RuPaul was fracking, the Swifties have been slowly invading the Mount Rushmore Society. And by the time the earthquake happens, the president, the vice president, the treasurer, everyone in the Mount Rushmore Society has been replaced with Swifties. And that's when the president of the United States comes to Mount Rushmore to give a press conference. And he holds a meeting with the Mount Rushmore Society. And they present him with a blueprint of Mount Swiftmore. The Swifties at the Rushmore Society continue to lobby the government and draft a bill to carve Taylor Swift into Mount Rushmore and send it to the House of Representatives. Now, these people would never pass such a bill because they're old. They don't know who Taylor Swift is, they don't care, and if you told them who Taylor Swift is, they'd forget because they have dementia. Nancy goddamn Pelosi is older than Mount Rushmore itself. You'd think we'd be hopeless. But we aren't. The only thing these geezers are motivated by is money. And luckily, Elon Musk loves Taylor Swift, and he's gonna donate $3 million to all of their campaigns. The bill to build Mount Swiftmore will pass in a landslide vote, and the president will sign it immediately into law. Now, how will it be carved? Well, it's important to do it right, and that's why Swiftie scientists will take the corpse of Michelangelo, drag him up to the top of Mount Rushmore, and with a fortuitous bolt of lightning will reanimate his body. And he'll immediately set to work carving Mount Swiftmore, and it will be done by 2035. I calculate that the project will bring in $1 billion a year in tourism dollars to both South Dakota and the National Park Service. This plan is foolproof. This has been my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.